Ursula M. Burns is an American businesswoman known for being the CEO of Xerox, making her the first among African American women to serve as CEO of a Fortune 500 company, as well as the first woman to assume the company's position in succession of another female. Her story will forever remain an inspirational presence for many. Ursula Burns was born September 20, 1958 in New York, and was raised in the Baruch houses in the Lower East Side, by all means a tough neighborhood in the 1970s. Baruch was one of the many infamous housing projects at the time, often associated with gang violence in the public's mind. For Burns, growing up was difficult but constructive nonetheless, providing her with attributes that would later be valuable in her career. Her parents were both of Panamanian origin. Her father left the family early on in her life, with Burns and her two siblings left to be raised by their mother. A valiant woman, Olga Burns, completed an array of chores and jobs, from ironing clothes to running a child care center, all within their apartment, to provide for her children. Her mother, who despite her modest origins, had considerable expectations for her children. Above all, Olga Burns did not want the unfavorable environment in which they resided to curb her children's ambitions. And it didn't. In fact, Burns excelled at her Catholic all-girls high school, which later granted her a scholarship to and a degree in mechanical engineering from the Polytechnic Institute of New York University, as well as a master's degree from Columbia University. While employment opportunities for a young female engineer were limited at the time, Burns received an internship at Xerox in 1980, where she remained for nearly 4 decades, climbing the corporate ladder, eventually becoming the first female president of Xerox's largest unit, Business Group Operations, or BGO. However, her ascent as a female African-American engineer in a male-dominated company such as Xerox was no easy task. While female presidents or CEOs of large multinational companies were essentially non-existent at the time, African-American female presidents of such companies were simply unheard of. But Burns's poise and tenacity granted her the respect needed to consolidate her position in the company's upper ranks. When taking the wheel of Xerox in 2009, Ursula was tasked with transforming a company that would soon lean towards obsolete. Through advocating for diversification and development of new products and services, spurring the greatest acquisition in Xerox history to date, Burns supervised a radical transformation and monumental growth. Once the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, Ursula Burns now guides leaders through creating more inclusive and diverse corporations. Though stepping down as CEO in 2016, to this day Ursula Burns consistently features on Fortune's and Forbes' list of the world's most powerful women. She directed the White House's Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math program alongside President Barack Obama, and currently sits on the board of Diversity Action Alliance, among others, spearheading an effort to support and encourage diversity at the corporate level. As the first African-American woman to uphold the position of CEO at a major corporation, Ursula Burns has not only made history but has paved the road for like-minded corporate aspiring females around the world to follow in her footsteps. She will forever remain a role model for women of all ages, but especially for women of color around the world.